Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back to our Nagaoka campaign in Fall of the Samurai. I specifically actually, I did a few things off camera via diplomacy here. I got some trade agreements, nothing really worthwhile to point out. Well, I've got a lot of trade agreements with very pro-Emperor factions here, but I really want to point out this deal I worked out with Matsumoto. In exchange for a trade agreement, they decided to give me Toda Mitsuhisa, and I'm not sure who that is. Apparently, it's the daimyo, actually. Their daimyo is now my hostage, meaning I can use him as a bargaining chip in future diplomatic actions. And they gave me that in exchange for a trade agreement, which is very odd. But that will shore up our borders a little bit further from these guys who are actually on the south of our border. You can see them here. They own South Shinano, south of North Shinano, as you would have guessed. But anyway, that's very odd. I also wanted to trade with Taikiyama, but I don't think they're going to do anything about that. They want a military alliance for some odd reason. They are also Imperial, and I don't understand why they want to be friends with me. It's very odd. But they're asking for cash in exchange for a military alliance, and we're not into that. We just want a trade agreement. And once again, they want a military alliance, so I'm just going to decline this shit. Fuck you. Give this guy the middle finger. And he'll be like, oh, what? And then we'll open talks with Clan Yonezawa. And apparently we're quite friendly with these guys because they are of the shogunate. And we might be able to come to an agreement for a trade agreement. Let's try 500 koku, perhaps, maybe. No, that's unacceptable. Okay, let's see. Trade agreement. These guys also want a military alliance. And you know what? I may as well become an ally of them, as they are also pro-shogun. I need a trade agreement. That's all it is. They say that's satisfactory, and there we go. We now are allied with Aitsu as well as Yonezawa, and we are trading with these guys as well. Look at that. Okay. So, it's looking like all of our borders are pretty well guarded, as well, except for the Western Front with all these pro-Shogun. We just got a hotbed of pro-Shogun assholes over here. Sorry, when I say pro-Shogun, I mean pro-Emperor, very imperial provinces to our west. And, well, we're really trading with everyone that we can be right now. We are going to continue to get our ship to scout the coast. I don't think we need to head much further north than we currently have. Perhaps at the tip of whatever this island is, we can turn around. What is the name of the main island of Japan? Is it just straight up Japan? I'm not sure, because you know that this is Shikoku and this is Kyushu, and then I assume this is Etsu. And there is another island I thought was H something. I can't quite recall. But anyway, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. But anyway, let's get scouting a little bit. Who is this here? We can't see them apparently. There we go. It is the Matsume. Can we enter talks with these guys? Well, we can. And oh shit, they own that island. They own the entire island apparently. They don't want to ally with us, unfortunately, so I think we'll just leave these guys to their own devices up on this island. I think we do need to scout around the peninsula here, the Noto Peninsula, and see what's going on to the west. Well, it's directly west of us. I was going to say the southwest, but it's not really. I've been forced to leave 5 units in North Shinano. I left Kauai and a few spear levy units in North Shinano just to stave off rebellion. I could probably actually take this unit of Matchlock Kachi. There we go. And they're still pleased about that. Our daimyo has marched north back to Echigo. Look at that. He's already got 4 chevrons of skill. That's ridiculous. He's going to march north and defend Echigo from the incursions that potentially could from the Toyama clan to our west.
What would you have me do?
Our geisha Iha is currently in their lands, and she can do a bunch of distracting if need be, but there is no need at this very particular moment. we recruited a unit of levy in Echigo, and that is going to join our daimyo's army. There we go. Tadayuki's army is growing stronger by the day, and luckily, we actually just finished our cadet school in our capital, meaning that we can now recruit full-on line infantry and saber cavalry, so we can begin to build a more professional, modern army. And we will do that by first recruiting, I think, a corps of 3 or 4 line infantry. 4 line infantry would be a good battalion, regiment, corps. I'm not sure. I think it would actually be, let's see, 200 men per unit. I think that would be a battalion-sized thing. 800 men? I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll recruit 3 line infantry. Well, we can't actually. We're dirt poor. We can get those line infantry next turn, and they will join that army. And there we go. Yeah, we have to be a little wary of Numata, based out of Kosuke, because they are pro-imperial. They appear to be quite friendly to us at the moment, but who knows how long that's going to last. We are trading with them, so that's that. But I suppose we'll, like I said, just keep an eye on these guys. Right now, we want to take out the Toyama, capture Echu, and this railway office, this telegraph office, I suppose, is what it is right now. And then we can take care of that. Okay, we are now researching administrative training as well, which will increase our wealth, because it will reduce administration. Right now, our administration costs are 14%. So if we research this next technology, that will have our administration costs, which is very nice. Okay, you know what? We may as well continue on here. Oh shit, Utsunomiya, our trade has been disrupted, and that has cut 200 gold out of our income per turn, it would seem. Okay, there goes our administrative shit. We have a new mission to fellow foe. We must eliminate any general in battle, and that will increase our unit's morale, which is not bad. We now have our line infantry in Echigo. There we go, we may as well grab them right now. Replace some of these levy. Oh shit, the Utsunomiya have actually been destroyed. Where were they located? I don't know. I can't tell from the prompt. There we go. Our army grows by the minute. It's getting quite large. Yeah, so Total War Attila was released last week. I don't know if you guys have been playing that, but I sure as hell have. I've put quite a few hours, well, maybe around 10 hours into Attila so far. I've mostly been playing Rome 2, actually. And I don't know, perhaps if you haven't picked up the game because you were waiting to hear about reviews or whatever, I gotta tell you, it is polished to the tits. It is a very good game, with a few minor issues, but like I said, if you are waiting to hear about reviews or whatnot, or how the game plays, my recommendation is that if you were going to pick it up, you may as well pick it up now, because it is a very good game. I enjoyed playing it. It's actually pretty difficult too, which is quite surprising. It is one of the more difficult Total War experiences I've had in recent memory, which is quite amazing. But you know what? We can probably just rock another turn here. We can't really build much. I would like to knock down this traditional dojo eventually, because it's not really needed anymore. I mean, I'm trying to go full-on modern units, so I'm not going to need that dojo for much longer. Our ship, way the fuck up here, is going to take how many turns? Oh, just 2 turns, actually, to motor its way down here. I love how far the navies can go in this campaign. I don't know if that's due to Darthmod, or if... Like, I don't really remember how far navies went in vanilla Fall of the Samurai, but it seems a lot more realistic that it only takes, like, I don't know, 2 weeks. I think every turn is, like, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It only takes that long to sail. Well, actually, it wouldn't take 3 weeks to sail from the tip of Japan to the other end, I don't think. Not in this day and age, but I like to see that there's a huge amount of movement per turn. I don't know. I've kind of lost my train of thought. You know what, let's just end the turn. Holy shit. Alright, well, Kofu has declared war on us. I don't really know where these guys are, but we're going to call our allies to help. And both of them have joined this war, which is wonderful. Oh, Kofu is to our south. And they broke our trade agreement to declare this war. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they are just south of North Shinano, so we're going to actually recruit... I would like to recruit, like, katana infantry or something to protect the walls. Unfortunately, we can only recruit Yarikachi, but that's not a big deal. We now have a cottage industry in North Shinano, and oh my god, the amount of wealth generated is massive. Look at that. Our administration cost is back up to fucking 14%. Maybe it was not 7%, like 7 units, if that makes any sense, but actually 7% of the 14%. Maybe that's what's happened. That's very confusing, though. That should really be a little bit more user-friendly. But you know what? I need to recruit another unit of line infantry and some saber cavalry. Here we go. How much is saber cavalry? Oh, it's actually around the same price as the line infantry. It only takes 2 turns to recruit, though. That's the thing. Okay, so we can march with our daimyo and take out Tokuyama. Is that the name? Or the Toyama? Very easily, and then we'll have to... well, we should actually recruit some shit in North Shinano before we carry on. Oh my gosh, our clansmen in North Shinano are getting quite upset for some odd reason. I would say a unit of levy infantry will seal the deal, but it's hard to say. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's just do another turn here. Well, there's mounting unrest in North Shinano. These guys are just getting really, really upset, I would say. I guess we're not getting enough rice, or not manufacturing enough chopsticks, or taking their swords away. Any number of things are pissing these people off, and they're about to rebel. Our ship just went around the Noto Peninsula, and we have encountered Kanazawa. How have we done that? Or is it these guys? Yes, it is the Kanazawa on the peninsula. Let's see, are they friendly with us? I know they're pro-Shogun, but we can't actually trade because our ports in our home province are full capacity. I still have yet to upgrade our harbor, unfortunately. I need to build a port. Oh. Let's see. I think I just have a basic port, though. I haven't actually upgraded it in the least. Let's see. Harbor. Port. Yeah, I think I just have a basic harbor. Okay. We'll have to save up for a port, which is actually going to take quite a while, now that I'm taking a look. I don't think we need to wait for our saber cavalry until... to destroy these samurai, so we can just march forward with our line infantry and take out Toyama. Well, at least we can take out what I think is maybe their daimyo. Hard to say. Maeda Yoshiyasu, is that their daimyo? Who knows? Okay, we now have a bit more infantry in North Shinano, and our army is growing there, but still, these people are still quite upset. Maybe it's actually Kawai. He's parading around town with his pants around his ankles, because he looks like that kind of guy. Let's not kid ourselves here. It's the hat as well, and the angry eyebrows. Oh, Kawhi, you freaky bastard, you. Just keep on letting your freak flag fly. Don't worry about the peasants. They will soon sort themselves out. Oh my god, we're just motoring through the turns here. Alright, our saber cavalry is now in Echigo, and they might be able to join our army further afield. No, they can't ride nearly as far as I was hoping, but they may as well tag along anyway. Alright, Tadayuki is now right outside Echu, very nearly in base contact with Yoshiyasu over here, and we're gonna shoot them dead. We're gonna shoot all of them dead, because for some reason they have sided with the Emperor. They've really were not thinking about their lives when they decided who to ally with. Oh my gosh, look at that. We just discovered like 2 or 3 clans there. The Obama clan, as well as the Miyazu clan. Very nice. Unfortunately, we still cannot trade with these guys. Like I said, though, we're going to have to save up for this port. 2,200 gold koku until we can build that, which is a few turns away. North Shinano It's now very, very pleased. Our non-clan allegiance is one of our largest negative impacts in this province. And it looks like our shogunate influence is taking its time to rack up a bit. Maybe I could replace this dojo with like a police station, perhaps. That might be nice. Or even a market, actually. I think that would be a good idea. Let's burn this mother down and replace it with a market. That would be a wonderful idea. We're going to try to pump out the gold in North Shinano and tax the absolute shit out of it. Unfortunately, our town growth is dwindling due to our taxes. We're not actually increasing our wealth in the least, unfortunately. That's not bad. You know what? I'm not really worried about Kofu here. They haven't made any moves towards us. If perhaps the Numata or, God forbid, the Matsumoto declare war, then it's looking like it's going to go south pretty soon. North Shinano is going to fall pretty quickly, and Tadayuki is going to have to turn right around, march south to take it back. And I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. I want to take these territories one at a time in due process. I don't want to be rushed, if you know what I'm saying. But, yeah, one more turn. Here we go. Apparently nothing happened this turn because we didn't receive any notifications. It looks like Toyama has turtled inside their city. And that's one thing I miss from Rome and Attila as well, is the army stances. You can't really provoke these guys into a conflict in Shogun. I mean, you can walk around and raid all their shit, and that's the best you can do. Well, I guess that's really the same thing now that I think about it, but it's not... That's a little more effective, actually, than Rome 2 now that I think about it, because you actually have to move from piece to piece, and you can raid specific buildings as opposed to just sitting in one spot and raiding. Which is a little less interactive, I suppose. Maybe, I think, actually, Fall of the Samurai is a little bit more superior in that regard, but then again, Rome 2 has more than one stance. It's not just raiding, but it's also, you know, forced march and whatnot, and that's very nice, even though the AI don't know how to force march. Okay, we encountered the Matsui, Yonago, Totori, and the Toyuka. There we go, look at that. All these clans are popping up, and still we cannot trade with them. And we are very nearly ready to build our port. Just one more turn and we're ready to go. Unfortunately, it's going to... Oh my god, I forgot. We have to build our market. What is a market? A step down from the... Oh, it's an inn. I see. Okay, I was confused. Never mind. Okay, let's build an inn after our harbor, actually. I'm just going to wait until we built our harbor, and then we will build the inn. Yeah, speaking of Attila, though, I gotta say that the horde and migration mechanics in Attila are phenomenal. I played a campaign briefly as the Huns, as the... Who was it? The Ostrogoths? Or the Visigoths? Maybe it was the Saxons? I can't quite recall. And then I tried to play a campaign as the Eastern Roman Empire, and I got my ass kicked. I was a little frustrated, so I honestly rage quit, because it is very, very difficult. So, like I said, if you are waiting to hear from, you know, someone like me, or anyone, you know, really, about the quality of Total War Attila, I recommend it highly. Well worth the price. One of the more polished and one of the best Total War games to have come out since Fall of the Samurai, I would say. Which is quite nice. Okay, you know what? One more turn. We're just flying through the turns here. That's the best thing about starting a new campaign / a new series, is that the pace of the campaign is like... It's like a Gatling gun, honestly, because the pace of my England campaign, dreadfully slow. It's like molasses, 2 piles of molasses trying to fuck, really. It's horrendous. But anyway, let's end the turn here. Oh shit, the Morioka have attacked the Yonezawa, and we're forced to enter the war on the side of the ally. There we go. I have no idea where either of those clans are, but we're now at war with them. Oh shit, I forgot. We are researching new technology. We just researched the consular court, and we are now researching Shi, perhaps? we have a new mission, military expedition. We have to defeat an army or navy belonging to Kofu, and that will actually give us 2 rewards, 2 morale, and 1 recruitment slot, which is quite nice. The Kofu have not actually incursioned, how would you say that? They have not invaded my territory yet, so I'm not sure why we have that mission. Let's take a look at our diplomacy. We are at war with Kofu, Echu, but we did just get, we just started a war with someone else. The Onazawa are at war with the Moriyoko. Oh, I have not actually met them, so that's why I don't see them, unfortunately. But that's just fine. Well, I would assume that they're at the very edge of this island, so for us, not really an issue because they're nowhere fucking near us. Let's see. Our ship is very nearly at the complete opposite end of Japan already, and we are just discovering every single clan along the way, and like I said a million times by now, we still cannot trade with any of them. We've met the Iwakuni and the Tsuwano. Now, the question is, I'm really wondering, as we're sailing past, are we stopping by at every massive city we see and like shaking the hands of the daimyos, or just like doing the flag thing? We've got a flag in either hand and we're doing like a Morse code kind of situation. I can't quite recall what that flag language is called, but maybe we're shooting flares at them. I've honestly no idea. We now have the cash though to build our harbor, which will hopefully allow us to trade a little bit with some other folks. Let's see, +1 to possible trade route. Okay, so we can trade with an additional clan. Yigads. There goes all of our cash for that silly building. We're going to try to provoke these guys into a field battle by raiding their telegraph office. We're going to sack all of their messages, and actually we're going to like send messages to the daimyo's wife being like, "You're an ugly bitch. Stop. Please kill yourself. Stop. I definitely hate you. Full stop." But next turn, we can raid their farms. I don't think they'll actually come out and attack us, so we may have to distract the garrison and go in full tilt next turn. If we can afford it, I'm not sure. Hard to say. Although, it's looking quite good for us in North Shinano. We have yet to be attacked. We just need to build that in when we have the chance. Holy shit, it actually worked. We actually managed to goad these guys into a field battle, and I can tell you already that we're going to dominate them. So I'm just going to quick save here, really unnecessarily, and then I'm going to jump in on the battlefield. Here we go. It's Makino Tadayuki with his 4,000 Japanese Nagaoka men, brave Nagaoka men, as they were called, versus Maeda Yoshiyasu's 2,800 shit-eaters, basically. Here we go. Alright, we've arrived on a moody as hell battlefield. We've got a light mist in the air, and I've got my army ready to rock. I've got my levy infantry out front because they can absorb the casualties that I would rather not sustain in my line infantry, line. And that line is going to follow my levy infantry. There we go. And I've got 2 units of spears either end of my levy infantry, and of course my matchlock Kachi are going to be on the right flank, and then my sabers and my general are, yeah, they're there too, I would say. You know, one thing I miss from Rome 2 as well, I gotta say, is the ability to drag your units, because you can just select your entire army and just left click and drag it, and it's a beauty to behold. And for some odd reason they took that out of Attila. Although with Attila you can just select a unit and actually draw the path you want them to take. So for example, if I wanted this levy infantry to come around and shoot into the rears of these infantry, all I have to do is click the unit, hold shift, and then just draw the path with the right mouse button. And the unit will do its best to perform that move. It's pretty interesting, although like I said, they took out the left-click drag aspect of the game, which is kind of odd. But now our levy infantry have got their needle fire going on. My line infantry is actually going to run into the rears of my levy infantry, which is very odd. My spear infantry are going to come around the flanks, supported by my sabers. There we are. Something like... No! I selected both units. Oh, I did it again. What the hell? My sabers are now running directly into rifle fire. Very, very dumb, but I'm going to charge that enemy spear levy with... Oh my god, my matchlocks. I'm going to charge the enemy spear levy with my spear levy, and looks like my levy infantry are being charged by likewise some spears, but my saber cavalry is going to be able to charge into the rears of these levy infantry units and just absolutely dominate them, like so. My line infantry is actually firing into the rears of my levy infantry, and that would probably explain some of the casualties we're sustaining in that line. But once my... Oh, I don't want my general there. Once my levy line breaks, then my line infantry will obviously get involved. Unfortunately, I'm not doing so hot with my saber cavalry as I was hoping. I was just thinking that they would wipe these units off the face of the planet. I mean, they're not doing too bad, but they're not doing too stellar either. These levy infantry actually have bayonets on their rifles, which probably has something to do with how badly they're kicking our ass. Okay, we are now beginning to lose some of our levy infantry. They're running off the field, and now we just have to shoot the general in the rear. Oh my god, we just melted his unit. And there we go. Oh my god, my sabers are getting shot the fuck up, and they're going to rout pretty soon, lest I do something about it. Unfortunately, my line of levy has been demolished. Not the greatest, it's gotta be said. I'm going to actually grab my general, and he is going to do some work on the flanks here. There we go. Unfortunately... Oh no, my saber did break that unit. Unfortunately, my other saber unit in the middle is getting torn to bits. My levy line is not doing too bad, actually. We routed a bunch of these Yari infantry units. And now we just have to mop up the remainder. My general, actually, Tadayuki is going to get involved here. Well, maybe not, actually. I'm seeing all of these units firing, and I want nothing to do with it. Oh, there we go. Okay, I think we've done it. I think we have won the battle. Okay, that was quite easy. Took a few casualties. Oh shit. No, they've fled. Okay, we're going to run down as many of these guys with my cavalry as possible, and I'll see you guys with the stats. So there you have it, folks. The Battle of Echu Fields, which was a close victory. We actually lost a lot of men there out of our levy infantry. Unfortunately, the enemy Yari units just tore through my levy infantry, but my line infantry remains intact. My saber cavalry, mostly intact as well. But I don't know if we'd be able to resist another attack like that, but luckily we do not actually have to worry about that, as we will march on the city next turn. Okay, so the hostage that we had taken at the start of the video has now been returned. It was the Matsumoto, or Matsumoto, yeah, that's what I said. Shit. Toda Mitsuhisa has been returned to them, and now we don't really have any bargaining chips against these guys, so they could potentially march against us at their own leisure if they really wanted to. We're going to try to distract the garrison here for 700 Koku, and it failed. We failed to distract the garrison, and now we have no choice but to besiege these guys and just, well, we could auto-resolve if we wanted to, but I will just continue the siege, wear these guys down a bit, and then we can march in and take the place. But yeah, we really just need to hold on to North Shinano for now, build the inn when we have the opportunity, and watch for incursion from the Kofu. But so far so good. We're doing quite well. We have expanded our one region nation into 2.5. I mean, we haven't captured Echu yet, but we probably will next episode. And speaking of, thank you everyone for watching. It is now time for me to leave you, or you to leave me, however you want to look at it. Actually, before we do that, let's get my ship around the coast here. Around the Horn. What is this strait called? The Kanmon Strait. I love that every little province and area in this is labeled. Kanmon Strait. There we go. We just passed through the Kanmon Strait, and we are now on the interior of Japan, I would say. Look at that. We just encountered 4 fucking clans. The Otsu, Oka, Fukuoka, and the Kokura. Alright. Anyway, like I was saying, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you're enjoying this series so far. It's going quite well. I will see you guys next video. Suddenly you gasp for air. When you look down, Onif is holding a knife buried... What? What? Suddenly you gasp for air. When you look down, Onif is holding a knife buried deep in your ribs.